You're the problem. It's a skill issue. That's sort of what my boss said to me in a recent meeting. He didn't say you're the problem, but he did say it's a skill issue. I'm a YouTube strategist by design, and one of the things I do is create thumbnails. So I went into this meeting with my co-strategist to ask my boss to take better thumbnails and take better source photos, which is basically, hey man, we're going to make a thumbnail with your face on it. Can we make sure that the photo you take of your face is like really, really good? So we went into this meeting and we asked him, I was like, hey man, you gave me some photos, not good enough. Can you retake them? And my boss goes, what are you trying to achieve? Like when I give you the photos, like what are you trying to do? So we told him and he goes to us, nah, I don't need to retake the photos. Like it's a skill issue. Me taking better photos is not what is going to help you guys achieve your goal. The photos that I took that are less quality than you want are still sufficient, but you guys are not able to get the end outcome because it's a skill issue. And remember when he said that, me and my co-strategist for a second, we just like both stopped, looked at each other, and were like, are we fired? Like, do we leave? Like, what's happening? Because it was like, he said it's a skill issue and just stopped. There was a massive pause. And we were like, oh, okay, cool, guys. Cool. Well, it was nice knowing you guys, right? But the real reason I'm sharing this with you is I think this is like super true in that most people will either focus on the wrong thing or give up too early and too quickly because they think it's too hard and it's not working and it will never work, when in reality they just don't realize and are not humble enough to acknowledge that it's a skill issue. I had a friend of mine recently who basically like entered into the high ticket remote sales space. So basically you sell expensive things online and make commission, and you can earn pretty good earning. Like you can get to 30, 40 $1,000 per month, like in this role, if you work hard, know the right people, know the right training, and get on a good offer and get on a good role, which is very possible if you're sort of the right type of person, right? He went into this process, and I remember at the start, 2 months in, he almost gave up. And the reason he gave up was he thought that, hey, the process wasn't working, the training he was doing wasn't working, he wasn't getting results. But ultimately, when he now looks back at that journey, it was literally a skill issue. He was not good enough to get the outcomes that he wanted to get. So if that is you and you're not achieving whatever outcomes you're trying to get, ask yourself a few questions. Firstly, ask yourself, is the outcome that I'm expecting to get, is that outcome aligned with the level of skill set I currently have? Now, oftentimes, us humans, we're not a great judge of our our objective skill sets. Most of the time when we if I was to tell you my skill set as a YouTube strategist, I wouldn't even feel comfortable doing that because I know I'm going to have biases. I'm either going to over or under, and most people, most of the time, will overestimate their skill set unless you're super pessimistic. But even in that case, it's not an accurate reflection. So go ahead, find a way to objectively measure your skill set, and then use that value, whatever value you get, just like you did in high school, you insert and substitute x equals 2, x plus x equals what? You substitute that 2, and x plus x equals 4 if x equals 2. The x is your objective skill set. Go figure that out, take a test, talk to people that are around you, talk to experts in whatever you're trying to assess your skill set in, look at objective data, figure that out, and then see, does this align with the expectations I have? Because if it does not, most of the time, it's because, hey man, you just have a skill issue. In which case, what you need to do is you need to stop blaming stuff on external circumstances and go internally and realize, hey man, it's a skill issue, and focus all of your energy to upgrade that skill so that the bottlenecks and the problems you're facing and the reasons you're not achieving your results and outcomes, they disappear. In the end, going back to my story, my boss Justin told us, hey, it's like a skill issue, and then we looked into it, and turned out it was partially right, but I would argue partially better high quality videos, high quality thumbnails could have made the thumbnails better as well. But we went back, we looked into it, we fixed it, we got better, and guess what? Now it's not a skill issue anymore, and it's great when your skill is not the bottleneck and you're still not achieving the outcome. Then you probably have to look at a few other of your inputs, but it just means that you can look elsewhere. It's not your skill set. It may be the people you're contacting. Usually it's going to be your skill set, but it's going to be your skill set in something else. So for example, if you're making thumbnails and we have the technical ability, but we're not getting the outcome, but our technical ability is fine, then it's hey, then you're missing the skill set of strategy, or you may be missing the skill set of thumbnail conception. You may be missing the skill set of, analyzing those thumbnails when you post them. Like everything you do has a skill set involved. So figure out which skill set is the problem and fix it. This video is more a video to my own self. So I'm just drilling in this message so like Arnav remembers in the future to ask himself that question. And yeah, glad I didn't get fired.